Okay guys, so this is the best I can do. Basically, my camera is too heavy for my tripod, and so I have a cheap tripod and it just won't stay up. So I'm having to kind of do this by hand. So just bear with me. So anyway, I've got number 7 on page 2. It says solve for x. So the first thing I do is I look at the problem. I say, oh look, it's got 3 terms. That means that I can either factor or use a quadratic formula. And I noticed, it's like, hey, wait a minute, there's a number, there's really no number right here. So it's understood to be a 1. So you know how Miss Davis says use your math eyes? So we're going to use our math eyes and put a 1 there. So when a equals to 1, I get to use the easy method to factor. So the easy method says that all you have to do is make your x, and then I put the last number on top, the middle number on the bottom, and I don't even have to worry about the variables when I do the easy method. And the only numbers that multiply to make 11 are 1 and 11. And since this is negative, one of them has to be negative. Well, which one? Well, I give the negative number to the bigger of the two, because 1 take away 11 is negative 10. So now I can rewrite that. And remember, we said factoring means change an addition or subtraction problem to a multiplication problem. So this is going to be x plus 1 times x minus 11 equals 0. But I'm not done. I know that because it says solve and there's an equal 0 here, but especially because the instructions say solve. So now I say x plus 1 equals 0, or x minus 11 equals 0. Then I can subtract 1 from both sides over here. I get x equals negative 1. And then here I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 11 to both sides. And I get x equals 11. And my solutions are negative 1 and 11. Notice I'm using braces. I'm not using parentheses. So be careful about that. Excellent. Next problem. It says simply, what are the factors? That's a different way of saying factor this. Remember, factoring means change it from an addition or a subtraction problem into a multiplication problem. So we're going to end up with 2 sets of parentheses. So how do we figure out what goes into parentheses? Well, this is one of these nice ones. We love when this happens, because 25 and 49, they should just be like popping out at you. Think of the list on the wall. Those are special numbers. Those are square numbers, right? So I can take the square root of 25x squared and the square root of 49 and the square root of 25x squared. I'm going to have a 5x and a 5x. Remember, 5 times 5 is 25. X times x is x squared. The square root of 49 is 7 and 7. And it's plus and minus. Done. Finished. Fini. I don't have to solve. I don't have to do anything else. That's the answer. Okay? Awesome. Let's keep it moving. Number 8. When it says, just like in number 9, if it says, what are the factors of? That's the same thing as them saying factor. Okay? So, wow. 15, 3, and 3. Those numbers kind of stand out to me because if I know my times tables, I recognize that they're all divisible by 3. So if I divide them all by 3, I'm going to get 3 times 5x squared minus x minus 1. And now I can do the Xbox method. Now when I look down here, I need to apologize. These choices don't go with this problem right here, and I meant to delete those, so I'm very sorry for not doing that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my Xbox method just with the part that's in the parentheses. So I'm going to multiply those two right there. That's going to go on the top. So 5x squared times negative 1 is negative 5 Uh-oh. Okay. So negative 5x squared. And then on the bottom, I have negative 1.